Tony Khan attacked and laid out in the middle of the ring by the Elite and Jack Perry. How do you feel about this segment and the storyline? Do you like it? Do you hate it? And however you feel, comment down below on how you feel and why you feel that way. And as always, if you like the video, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and let's just dive right into this thing. I have no problem with the segment from last night. None whatsoever. I have no problem with the storyline, and I have no problem with Tony Khan being involved in the storyline at all. The problem that I have last night is the execution of it. And what I mean by that is, I don't think you needed to put Tony Khan in a position where he had to do a lot of acting. I don't think you should be putting, Tony Khan should put himself in a position where he's going to have to take an actual wrestling move, the one in which he did with the Young Bucks. And what I'm trying to get at is the punch to the gut. I have no problem with Tony's acting skills. The truth of the matter is, guys, there's no saying that I would be any better at the selling point when I'm not even a wrestler. Tony Khan's not a wrestler. He's a wrestling fan. He's a wrestling booker. So I'm not going to sit here and criticize the man on his acting skills. It is what it is. When Vince McMahon took the first stunner, it wasn't the most glorious looking thing. It wasn't the most elegant looking stunner of all time. And thinking Vince McMahon's last stunner he took at WrestleMania wasn't the most elegant stunner he's ever taken. But it is what it is. So I'm not going to criticize him on that. But what I'm getting at is this very point right here. When Tony Khan's down after getting hit in the stomach by Jack Perry and the Elite come out and they're looking at Jack Perry like this and he's down on his hands and knees crawling. You could have hit him when you had his arms spread out, teasing that there was going to be a double V trigger. I think you could either go with the double V trigger and you just proceed to beat the man half to death. Beat him down. Make the fans care. Making fans cheer about a stinking move for the sake of the pop. I get it. Maybe it adds to the drama. I have no idea. But the execution of it, to me, what I would have done if it was me in that position, me writing that storyline out, you beat the living daylights out of the guy. I mean, completely beat the daylights out of the guy. And you don't have the referees be the ones that come down and break it up and run the Elite off. You have what you had after the Elite left, and you have the locker room come down and run the Elite off. Why is it the referees, and why was it after the Elite left, the locker room decided they could come out and check on Tony Khan? They should have been out there right away, hand in hand the referees or before the referees. And the fact of the matter is, having Shad Khan come out, maybe you have him lead the way. Maybe you have him come out first. Or you have him come out, or you save him for the last and make it the last scene of a concerned father looking over his son. The question is, where do you go from here, though? Well, I would go from here. I would actually have a statement from Shad Khan. I don't know if he'd feel comfortable getting on TV or not and making a statement and getting involved in wrestling. But you could have a statement from Shad Khan, or you could have Tony Schiavone read off a statement from Shad Khan referring to what took place this past week on Dynamite, referring to his son, updating us on his injuries. The thing is, you need to take Tony Khan away for a little bit. Tony Khan ain't there. And the Elite's gonna run Rapshot over the locker room, attacking whoever they feel like attacking, interrupting a match, whatever match they feel like interrupting, completely decimating the locker room. And as much rumors about the locker room being as divided as it is, if the story's played out right, and this is just inside my head, you don't have to agree with this, eventually the locker room has enough, and eventually the locker room takes total control back. I don't know. Last night I had no problem with the show. The Dynamite was a good show. I had no problem with the segment. I just feel like the tightening of the screws on the segment to make it look more realistic. It would have made Tony look better. It would have made it more believable. And I think it would have got a better reaction from the fan base, especially those on the internet, had it not been the way it was executed. Could be wrong. Who knows? Let's just go with it and see what plays out.